What is up, Hardcore Nation? It's Hardcore Christopher here, and yeah, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be doing anime and wrestling videos, game videos, just a whole variety, because it was brought to my attention Sunday that I haven't been doing a lot of wrestling. And today, it shocks me when I videos because it's been mostly um, anime related stuff. But I don't want to be just an anime channel or anything like that. I don't want to be known as the anime guy or the wrestling guy or the gameplay guy. I don't want to do that. I want to cast a wide net. So that's why I'm going to bring you guys more a variety of videos than just one type of video. With that being said, yep, with that being said, let's get into some wrestling news. Now, should I even start off with this concept? Well, not concept, but topic. Everyone, let's talk about the realest guy, well, formerly in NXT for a very long time. Then when they got the main roster, they started out as a tag team, they split, and Enzo Amore was riding high on because he was a two-time Cruiserweight champion. And none of this I'm going to say is... none of this I'm saying is new news or anything. Because there was who accused Enzo Amore of some sexual allegations, and it turns out she was just full of crap, and she wanted her 15 minutes of fame. Well, she got it. And once the charges were dropped and everything, Enzo Amore didn't come back to wrestling. Although I will come back to that point. Although oh shoot. Although he did take his career in an entirely different direction. What direction is that? Rap. His first song, I've listened to his first two songs, and I have to say, and this is not new, this is just my opinion. I do not like rap. I liked Enzo Amore when he was in WWE, but he can't rap. His first song was Phoenix. And one of the lines was, "I'm holding my consensual penis." It's like, what? But now I did hear from... Oh, wait, no. I don't think... I think it was either Enzo Amore or CM Punk, which I'll get to Punk in a couple of minutes. Um... Um... I listened to his second song, but for the life of me, I can't seem to remember the title. But I think that if this rap career doesn't go well, which in my opinion, he's not off to a good start. He should just come back to wrestling. Now, let's get on to a Ronda Rousey situation. Now, I'm going to state my source in the video. I am not going to put it in the description because, well, because I don't want to. But you can find this at WrestlingInc.com. It was reported 13 hours ago that Ronda Rousey has signed a full-time contract. I think it's awesome. I honestly think it's awesome. And the reason why I say that this was reported recently is because it does say that Ronda Rousey is going to face Nia Jax for the Raw Women's title at Money in the Bank. So there's that. Let's talk about Ronda for a second. Ronda was an unstoppable... She was like... And I even hate to use this comparison, but she was like the female version of Brock Lesnar. No one could take her down until she met Holly Holmes, who took her down, and then after Holly Holmes took her down, she just never could seem to back to bounce. Yes. Ronda's match with Kurt, Triple H, and Stephanie was great. It was. For the selling that you're with Ronda. Hi, one person who's watching. Yeah. Bad. But But now. Let's talk about CM Punk and his UFC. His second UFC fight. I will admit, CM Punk did not get destroyed like he did in his first UFC fight with Mickey Gall when he got choked out in like 1 minute and 15 or 14 seconds. It was a short time. Wasn't as short as when Bart Gunn got knocked out by Butterbean, but yeah. CM Punk did go the distance. However, there has been some Twitter beef between, well, it's not really beef. It's just Corey Graves running his mouth. But I will say this. After the oh shoot. I was going to say something and I lost track. Oh, yeah. After the Corey Graves and Booker T altercation, we got to take everything with a grain of salt. Who knows? This could just be an entire work, like the Booker T and Corey Graves situation was. I mean, Corey Graves just goes, "Did it work?" And Booker just goes, "Have you looked at social media lately?" Here's the thing. Where does CM Punk go from here? He's lost to Mickey Gall. He went the distance, but it was also a loss. And may I remind you that CM Punk had 2 years of training before he went into the fight with Mickey Gall. 2 years of training, gets choked out in 1 minute and 14 seconds is not a good reputation. In fact, 2 losses that, well, really aren't back-to-back, but 2 losses isn't good. Not good at all. I mean, yeah, I understand that no one can be a Brock Lesnar. And after, like, 6 fights, win the UFC world title. In all honesty, I think that CM Punk is having a harder time with the transition from UFC, going from professional wrestler to UFC fighter. He is a Muay Thai expert. But yeah, we'll see where CM Punk is. And speaking of CM Punk, let's talk about the CM Punk Colt Cabana WWE Doctor trial. CM Punk and Colt Cabana came out not guilty. And I think that's what we were all expecting, because let's be honest, even though CM Punk had a lot of strong things to say on the WWE, like Triple H, Ryback, how Ryback like kicked him in the gut full force and hurt him legitimately. And if you're listening, Ryback, please don't kill me. I have no idea. I mean, I didn't even look into this, but apparently from what I've heard, is that the doctor discrimination. No, discrimination, but deformation of character. Which is basically, and allow me to put this in simple terms. Deformation of character basically means you say something so bad. You say something so bad that someone that you say or do something so bad that you basically ruin their life. Now allow me to explain why Punk and Cabana found not guilty. Well, like I said before, even though CM Punk had a lot, and I do mean a lot, believe me, go look up the Art of Wrestling podcast by Colt Cabana and listen to it. CM Punk had a lot to get off of his chest. And yes, he did mention this doctor, but none of what he said was. That's the only reason why I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that if the statements were defamation of character, they would have lost. And CM Punk and Colt Cabana would have to pay out the wazoo to pay off this doctor. But the doctor is still employed with WWE, so it's not like he lost anything. Still has a job, still has his family. So, next news tidbit is All In. You know, the show that drew like 10,000 seats, sold out in 30 minutes. That All In? Well, there's a couple of things I want to bring up with All In. Congratulations to Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks for actually being able to do this. I mean, when I heard about it, nothing like this in wrestling has been done. Yeah. The second thing I want to bring up is, well, Vince Russo. I guess Vince Russo was booked for StarCast. And Cody Rhodes just he just did a short rebuttal to Russo on Twitter. He goes, we do not reward bad behavior. Stay away from our event. And it's so funny because I don't think it was even 24 hours, but Russo was booked, then he was unbooked.
No, apparently Vince is just plumb out of luck in the wrestling business. Um, okay. Third thing I want to say about All In, and this doesn't come from a news site. This actually comes from my friend David Myers. Um, who keeps me informed in the in the news of wrestling. Um, here's the thing. You remember CM Punk. All In is taking place in Chicago, which CM Punk's hometown is in Chicago, which means he could be booked for All In. Now that's what David told me, is that CM Punk is booked for All In. Here's the thing. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Um, I don't. I mean, as much as I would like to see Punk come back to wrestling, he can do indie dates. He just doesn't want to be a part of WWE. Um, so if he is booked for All In, we will see where it goes. Um, now, as we all know, New Japan Pro Wrestling Domination came out, was on pay-per-view last week. And I do have to say this. Congratulations, Chris Jericho, for winning the Japanese equivalent to the Intercontinental title in the United States. Now, I did not watch it. Probably should. But, okay. Now, for my last bit of news. Which really, I don't even know why I call it news. It's just gonna be me, sounding off on a couple of things here. First is Brock Lesnar keeping, I don't know what number Brock's at being Universal Champion, but I think he's pretty darn close to CM Punk's 434 reign as champion. And the reason why this is complete and utter lunacy is I understand WWE wants to the reason why, and I understand that WWE wants to wants to separate themselves from CM Punk, and that's the reason why Brock is going to beat CM Punk's 434-day reign as WWE champion. But here's the problem. Okay. Brock. I understand that Brock Lesnar is a box office attraction. So is Rock. So is Goldberg. Here's the problem. Brock Lesnar. Now I'm gonna say this. I like Brock, and I think Brock was the right person to beat Taker at WrestleMania 30 because even though we didn't want to see Undertaker's undefeated streak come to an end, it had to. All streaks are made to be broken. And yes, all streaks are meant to be broken. And Brock was really the only guy that could do it, I'm sorry to say. Here's the problem. Brock may be a box office attraction. However, I don't think Brock is worthy of beating CM Punk 434-day reign as WWE champion. And allow me to explain why. CM Punk's WWE title, when he was WWE champion, he defended it at almost every pay-per-view. Even if it was chicanery. Like when Brad Maddox punched Ryback in the nuts at Hell in a Cell. Brock, on the other hand, all he does is sit in Canada with the title, and he only shows up when he has to. In fact, I can make an argument that Brock shouldn't be Universal Champion at all. Greatest Royal Rumble ring a bell? Steel Cage? Roman Brock? Roman won? But for some odd reason, it was switched. Yeah, and I'll get to Roman Reigns here in a little bit. But as much as people will not like me saying this, Roman should be the Universal Champion. On Roman. Oh, and when Rock and Bill showed up more than Brock ever did. I understand that this is not not 2000 Brock Lesnar. It's obvious he's not 2002 Brock Lesnar because all is German, 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 sometimes a Kimura and an F5. What? Why? Why? Now on to Roman Reigns. Actually, from what I understand is that there was Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar Part 1, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar Part 2, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar Part 3. Now I hear that there is going to be a Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar Part 4. I do not want to see that. I don't want to see that at all. I'm sorry, but on to Roman Reigns. And allow me to explain why I don't want to see a fourth match. Because Roman's offense is Superman punch, drive by, clotheslines in the corner. That's base. But now on to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. I like Roman. I like Roman a lot. So Roman's not that bad of a competitor. Roman's promos do need work. But Roman Reigns, I think the problem is, well, I know the problem is Roman. You see, it's like Cornette said. This is the first time in wrestling history that something like this has happened. Roman Reigns is not getting booed because he's or his pro or anything like that. He's getting booed because the WWE union knows he is pushing this guy to the moon and back, which is not really a fair. Popped with that wellness policy for Adderall a couple of, I believe it was like a year or so now. I think it was like a year ago. Remember that? Roman went from being pushed to the moon and back to, once he came back to TV, he was losing a lot of, he was losing a lot. That was his punishment. So his push got stopped. And now Roman Reigns is being pushed as a babyface. Okay, I have a couple of things I want to bring out here. I don't think WWE sees the problem with this. They are constant, as long as you, okay, I'm going to bring 1997 Survivor Series. Remember The Rock? When he debuted, he was Rocky Maivia. He held on to Rocky Maivia. He was this white meat that nobody could care less about. And then on, you heard the fans start chanting, "Die, Rocky, die. Rocky sucks." And finally it clicked. Vince goes, and Vince tried to do this in 1990. Yeah, the same year. Wait, no. Not 90. Maybe it was 96. But I can't remember when The Rock debuted. Unfortunately, I think it was either 96 or 97. I'm gonna have to ask David which year it was. But then again, he was a diehard WCW fan. Still is to this day. He still thinks he thinks that WCW I have to agree with him somewhat, because it is a fact that WCW beat Raw in the ratings for 84 weeks. 84 consecutive weeks in a row. And when FCW, he's very passionate about it, and I try to tell him that WCW is long gone. WCW went bankrupt. But anyway, off topic. Roman. WWE needs to recognize the problem. The problem with Roman Reigns is this. They need to, as much as he a heel, he debuted the Shield, and the Shield was a heel. Roman Reigns Roman can do a babyface role, and he can do a heel role, but he's much more effective as a heel than as a babyface. Now, here's the second thing. WWE first needs to recognize the problem. WWE second needs to turn him heel, and maybe on like Raw, or maybe on Raw one night, he can cut a promo basically saying basically not uttering the same exact words that Rock said, but something of that nature. Basically telling the fans, I don't need you to succeed. All I need is me to succeed. And when I win the Universal title, I'm going to win it for me and no one else.
Here it is. A high school pitcher, this happened in Minnesota, and he went to hug his friend who was on the other team. That pitcher, he struck him out. And then that team, they won the big playoff game.
And third thing. So first, WWE needs to recognize that they have a problem, because here's the thing. The problem, and I'm going to elaborate on this more. Roman is not a babyface. And as much as WWE would like him to be a babyface, as much as WWE would enjoy Roman Reigns has gotten over as a babyface is when he was part of the Shield, which really the Shield reunion got stopped because Roman got a case of the mumps, and Dean is out with a I think elbow injury. And Seth his own thing at the moment. But he, and as much as Roman, here's the thing. If they keep on pushing Roman this way, Roman is going to continually get rejected. He's not a heel. He's not being booked as a heel. He should be like a Bill Goldberg, running over people in 90 seconds or less. Book him like unstoppable monster. That's all WWE has to do. They could book him as this unstoppable monster, and then he's running through everyone left and right, and then maybe one night on Raw he cuts a promo saying, I have beaten everyone. I have beaten everyone that has stepped in front of me, and there's not a person that can take me down. And let's say he beats Cena, he beats Sammy, Kevin, Finn, Seth, Joe, Brian, Cass. Let's say he just beats everyone until there's only one man left. Roman could cut a promo saying, you know what? I was scheduled to have a match tonight. But considering that I have ran through all my competition, there's no one left. So I'm just gonna take the night off, since I don't have a match, since I have no competition. Then someone like a Bobby Lashley could come out, and it could maybe be like, and for God's sake, I don't want to see Bobby Lashley come out with a smile on his face. I don't want to see him do this. I want to see him do this. I'll challenge you. And then maybe after a good solid 16 to 17 minute match, maybe 18 or 19, Roman finally eats a spear from Lashley, and Lashley goes, and Lashley pins him, and 1, 2, 3, ding ding ding, and then that's all. And I could say, here is your winner by pinfall, Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley beats Roman, goes on to, maybe Roman Reigns is even the Universal Champion. Maybe he defends it like every week in like an open challenge, like Cena used to do with the United States. But anyway, and I have a fourth option I'm just going to throw out there. What if, and it's a long match, but what if WWE brought someone, say like a Jim Cornette, and just have someone cut promos for Roman? Or maybe, or here's a fifth option, Roman could be like a bodyguard. Maybe for like Triple H. Maybe for Triple H and Stephanie. But anyway, guys. But anyway. This I'm going to be doing more of. Streams, yes. I'm going to be doing more live streams. I'm going to be doing more wrestling related videos, gameplay videos,
anime videos. Just casting a wide net. So, I'm Hardcore Christopher. Keep it hardcore, everyone.